Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be showing how to use the MPAndroidCharts library. Uh, so you might be wondering what is the MP Android Charts library. So it's a very powerful and easy to use chart library available for Android. Here's its GitHub page. It's very popular, and what I'm going to be doing is showing you how to implement a bar chart on a very simple Android application so you have a better idea of how to use this library. So first, we're going to need to have Android Studio installed. So if you don't have it already, go to this link. I'll link this in the description, or I'll put a link for this in my blog post, and I'll link my blog post in the description so you can check this out in more detail. Just click download Android in, Studio, and then once you have it downloaded, just go. So we'll create a new Android project. And to do so, we'll go to new project and select empty activity. Give it a name like MP Android chart 2 because I already have one. I'll give it a chart 2. Um, and you just click finish and it'll start building this application. So it shows MP Android chart 2. I'm going to close this for now and go with the one I already have built. Uh, so this is my basic project. And to start out, we're going to have to make some changes to the project level build.gradle file, starting with a Mavern. So you'll need to add this URL, https jetpack.io. This is so that you can connect to the Mavern repository. And you'll also need the following. You'll need this dependency in your module level build.gradle file. So it's called com github philj android mp android chart 3.10. Uh, so since I have it, I'll delete it. But yeah, so once you have this, just click on sync project with Gradle files over here, and it'll sync everything with the changes you've made here. So this is like package.json for Node projects, where you can list your dependencies here, and by clicking sync project with Gradle files, that will install all dependencies that are listed here. If the package manager is able to find this correct version and the correct package name. So now let's go on to the development. So for this basic application, we're just going to be making changes to the layout activity main. So this is the main layout that's given by default. So what I've done is use a relative layout, and inside it, we're going to have a bar chart instance that is coming out of or is a part of the dependency that we just installed. So GitHub might fill charts. So this, and here's what the design panel looks like. So it says no chart data available. If you want to get this text or element, just go to my blog post link and you will find this over there. I'll link that in the video description so you can find it. So once you paste this into your activity main, we can go to the main activity class and make the following additions. So bar chart is the chart that we'll be using. So you can use many types of charts. There's line charts. There's all different types of charts. Uh, line charts, like these types of charts, bar charts, horizontal bar charts, pie charts, scatter charts, and stuff. For this example, we'll be going with bar charts. So we'll select make a bar chart, and we won't be using seek bar and text view much, so you don't have to include those. I can just comment it out. And then in the onCreate method, we'll need to implement the following code. So we're setting the content view to activity main. So that means we're going to render activity main, the XML file, as uh, this this activity is rendered. We'll render this XML file as a view, and we're going to set the title of this activity as bar chart activity. Next, we'll need to identify the chart. So if we go over here, you can see the chart ID is chart1, and over here we're identifying it by r.id chart. So we're getting that chart and we're assigning it to this chart variable. So it's a bar chart instance, so it has to match those. And then we're setting some settings here. So draw bar shadow, draw value above bar, get description false, so don't show a description. Set max visible value content 60, draw grid background false. And what we're doing here is we're just making some minor changes. So disable grid background, don't show description, just a very minimalistic bar chart. The reason I have these commented out is because some of these dependencies, um, some of these values are depreciated, so we won't be able to use them. But as this is a very simple tutorial, I won't be going into that much complexity anyways. And now we have a legend. So a legend is kind of a marker for the bar chart, and we're positioning it at the bottom and the left and horizontal. And we're just setting form size, text size, X entry space, and stuff like that. Then finally, and let me just delete this as well. Finally, we're populating. So let me run this uh, without setting set data. So just to show you um, how this is going to work. So I'm running this on an emulator. And what you have to do to pick an emulator is go to, if you're doing it for the first time, you'll have to go to AVD Manager, and then over here you'll click create new virtual device. What device you use is not really important, so much so as the target. So Pixel, so I usually pick Pixel. And then over here I usually pick Pi, or uh, yeah, I usually pick Pi or Q. You should probably go with Pi, and just give it a name, and then you just click finish, and it'll take about 5 minutes to start building. And then once it's set up, you can click on play to launch that AVD. So mine is already started up here, and you can see that this emulator is running my bar chart activity app. But as you see here, it says no chart data available. And that's because we've created the chart instance, but we haven't fed it any data. And to do so, to show that data, we'll need to use a separate method called setData. What setData does is it takes in a count of how many bar chart or values, or how many bars that chart will have, and then it takes in a range, meaning the range from which each of these values will have. So it's a completely randomized function, that's a method that's used to randomize data to populate this sampled bar chart. So here we have a basic for loop, and we're getting a value using math.random, and we're creating a bar entry here. So when using MP Android charts, it's important to follow this format. If you need more information on how to use this, their documentation page is very nice. So just click on documentation here and you can just browse through here. Um, it's not as in depth as it should be, but I think it's sufficient. Um, and so moving forward, we're creating bar entry, then we're creating a data set. Um, we're saying get data, set the values to be values. So it's added to an array list of bar entries. And we're setting that array list as bar data set. So there's a very unique flow that you need to use to insert the chart data, otherwise it won't be correct. So here we are inserting values, which is what we added here, and then giving it the label the year 2017. So let's change this to 2021 and draw icons false, and this is the colors that are used for each of the bars that are in the bar chart. And this is using gradient. So a gradient is like a mixing of the colors. So one edge of the bar will start out with one color and the other edge will finish with a different color, giving the overall bar a very smooth, glossy appearance. And then we're just setting set gradient colors, gradient fill, create new data set, add that set, and then bar we're setting set value, text size, and then bar width, so the width of each individual bar in that bar chart. And bar finally we set chart set data, which is this. So as you see there, it's like kind of a waterfall effect where we populate values first, then we populate set, then we populate data set, and then finally we populate data, and then finally we populate chart with the data. Once that's done, we can comment this out, comment this back in, and then run our app to see what it looks like now. So once you make a change, it won't automatically reflect that change in the app. You'll have to go and click run app again and give it about 5 seconds to load up. And as you see here, our chart data has been loaded. So notice the values that I picked. So 5, so 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars, and the range is from 100. So 0 to 100. The maximum here is 82.4, but yeah, so it's a randomized range of numbers. So this is how you build a bar chart. There's going to be some minor differences based on what chart you're building. So let's say you're building a radar chart, that's gonna have a slightly different implementation to the bar chart implementation, but not that different. If you need to find out, if you need to see examples of how to do this path in their repository. So MP chart example, and then just go to source main Java com xmass developer MP chart example. These files show a direct example of how to use these charts. So it's very helpful. All you have to do is just click on the chart that you want. Let's say you want to use scatter chart activity. You just go into it and see how it's built. You see how it's built, and then you copy and paste what you need, and you switch out what you don't. So take what you need and leave out what you won't need, and make the changes as necessary for your use case. So yeah, that's all I wanted to show in this video. I hope you learned something from this video. And if you found it helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.